Hello everybody, I am here with no makeup to share another recipe. It's supper time. Alright, it's been a little while since I've done an Instant Pot recipe. I actually didn't fully anticipate on doing it tonight, and I realized I didn't have supper ready, so I was going to do something quick, and I thought, well, I may as well share how to do a really quick soup in the Instant Pot for supper. It is 5:08 our time. I am going to throw in a chicken and rice soup. This will be done and ready for supper by 6. Oh, there's my cabinet I've been working on. Sneak peek of that too. So now that we are in our new kitchen, we are making things work. As you can tell, I've still got dishes there because we still got a lot of work to do. Don't have anything upper yet except this one little cabinet. And I'm trying to make supper happen. So let me show you what I've got, what we're doing. Like I said, this is a chicken and rice soup, just a quick soup in the Instant Pot. First thing first, I sauteed some onions, which actually need another quick stir. They've been cooling down in there. You can see that there's some browning on the bottom of the pot. That is okay, it is not sticking, so that is not going to affect the Instant Pot's ability to come to pressure. They're nice and translucent with a little bit of golden in there. For anybody who is unfamiliar with using their Instant Pot, there is this beautiful little saute button. I put some olive oil in the bottom, dice up onion, throw it in, saute it, stir it. You just do that without the lid, and then I start prepping the other ingredients while that's cooking. Going in with those sauteed onions, these are 4 large carrots peeled and cut up. I have 5 stalks of celery that was washed, cut off the ends, cut up. They were kind of puny stalks, to be honest, so it's not a whole lot there. And then this beautiful chicken that I have already cut up into tiny soup-sized bites. There's a couple that, yeah, it's still good size though. This is the chicken that we make every 2 weeks in the Instant Pots. We make 2 whole fryer chickens. We cook them in there, then peel all the meat off, and then sometimes we do make our own bone broth too. But tonight, I am using some organic chicken stock from Costco. This is my favorite chicken stock. It's got the best flavor. That'll be added, and now I actually have to go pick out what seasonings are going to go best with this. Oh, which really quick, excuse the messes here. We are working on putting stuff in drawers, putting contact paper in drawers. I've got my tea and hot cocoa stuff left out from earlier. Brown rice. This is the other ingredient that will be going into tonight's soup. So let's go pick out the seasonings and figure out just what flavor this is going to have. All right, like I said, this is really kind of a throw together soup. I can make this taste any way I want to. I have to keep in mind I have carrots and celery going into it. If it was just the chicken and rice, I could really do whatever I wanted with it, but I'm not going to get too crazy. I am going to go ahead and throw in some cream cheese for Emmy. Maybe not. Try to decide. That's another thing. We can so easily just throw cream cheese, 1 or 2 blocks into any soup and make it a creamy soup. That easily. Creamy chicken soup is really good. Chicken and rice, I'm trying to decide if that's what I'm in the mood for or not. So we'll see what happens when I get that far. Honestly, probably not tonight, but since the kitchen is not fully put together and I do not have a spice cupboard yet, I am still working out of here. I am kind of thinking, there's a single bag of lentils. I am kind of thinking I'm going to end up going with the organic no salt from Costco, and let's see here. Oh, you know what? I have the minced garlic that I got on that last Costco order. I need to double check and make sure I don't have a tiny jar still in the fridge that I had bought at Target before I opened that one, but I think I'm going to go ahead and use that. So I'm going to grab these and take them out. If I grab anything else, I'll let you know. All right, so that fast, my spice choice has changed. I went from something kind of savory, more traditional, to a little more ethnic, maybe. The curry was really calling to me, along with the turmeric. So I decided to grab both those the garlic pepper, some red pepper, and some cumin, because then I can make Emmy happy by adding the cream cheese, making it a little bit creamier, tempers down some of the spice some of the heat in the spices while still giving them the flavor. So that's the direction we're gonna go with this tonight. So I'm gonna start combining all this in the Instant Pot, and I'll show you as I'm doing it. One trick I have learned when putting rice in is to actually put it around the edges, not directly in the center. It scorches more if it's in the center. So I put it at the edges, I'll pile everything else in, put the liquid in, and it kind of lifts it a little bit. So hopefully we won't get any scorching. It'll come to pressure beautifully. As you can see, we've got the chicken, the carrots, the celery, all added on top for this soup. For anybody who has watched my other cooking videos, you know I'm horrible about measuring spices. I don't. Unless it is a new recipe and I'm trying to be specific and see how we can tweak it, I just kind of add things. So this one was easy to open with one hand. Therefore, the garlic pepper is going to go in first. Okay, that looks like plenty of pepper and garlic down in there. I actually don't think I'm going to add any of the minced garlic that I've got. Let's see if I can get the cumin open here. Next up is a little bit of cumin. I'm not going to add too much of this. Okay, got some cumin. Now, truly just a dash of the cayenne pepper. I do not want this to be too much for the kids. So there is not going to be much heat from that at all in here. All right, so that's what I've got added so far. Next is the curry. Now, this is the first one that I grabbed. That is actually not open yet, which reminded me I still had more of this one. You'll notice they're slightly different color. The blends are slightly different. I have not tried this one from Target yet. We bought this one at Hy-Vee back in Sioux Falls and cannot buy that out here. Well, let me rephrase it. I don't know if I can buy it out here or not. This is just what I have left. This is what I was able to find. I also cannot find most of my measuring spoons. So tonight I'm using one of Micah's baby spoons. So we will get the curry added. I'm gonna go with one more of those little scoops. You can tell I'm not filling this completely full. It is heaping on the front. So whatever that's going to measure out to be. There's that. And now I will open and add the turmeric. So I did buy my turmeric in bulk from Mountain Rose. I was placing another order for other stuff. I wanted it to make a few other things that I needed a larger amount for. So that is what I have got. So again, we're using our handy baby measuring spoons. This, honestly, it adds more color than anything. The kids think it's hilarious when our food turns yellow. And this does stain, very much so. I'm gonna do 2 scoops of that. Because we have a soup ladle that I will have to find and show you guys that was gray and is now actually yellowish greenish. Oh, actually, you know what? This is said Loop's soup ladle. It was all gray like that. See that tinge? That is how potent the coloring is in turmeric. Because, oops, sorry about the tilt there. Because it is just a natural dye. So it can even do that to our soup ladle. And it will give this a lot of good color. So I'm going to finish adding, actually I'm going to finish cleaning up my spices here. I will grab the cream cheese, cut that up, put it in, put the stock in. I'll show you guys all that, and then you'll see what it's like when it's done. All right, so when I say cut up the cream cheese, this is precisely what I mean. I cut just a regular size block, I cut it lengthwise, and then I chop along it and put those little cubes in there. Sometimes I would scatter them a little bit more, but now we'll add the chicken stock. As you can see, I did not actually get the spices put away. I decided I just gotta hurry and get this going before it gets too late for supper. Now, each one of these standard size boxes, this is usually the size on the shelf at Walmart and other places, also what comes in the boxes from Costco. This is the equivalent to 8 cups. No wait, sorry. I'm putting in the equivalent to 8 cups. Each box is 4 cups. Sorry about that. I have said a few times today that I just should not be allowed to say much because I can't keep my words straight. So I'm going to add this, which like I said will be 8 cups of liquid. And then I'm going to see how far up this comes. And I'm probably, yeah, I'm going to go ahead. In fact, let me turn the pot here so you can see. I'm a little ways below that max line. I'm going to add enough water to bring it up to about the 5. This is the 8-quart Instant Pot, and for our family, that's just what we'll need. So I'm going to grab that and get this started. Guys, when you're making a recipe like this, I want you to always think on your toes a little bit. I know a lot of people just like to read the recipes, make it as that, which is fine. When it comes to large family cooking, we have to modify almost everything because nothing is written for the right amount. So when I do stuff like this, you're going to see now that after adding the stock, I've added another cup of rice. That's because adding more liquid, I realized I had 2 cups of rice in there. And I didn't want, after adding 8 cups of stock plus more water, I didn't want it to be too watery, especially now that I'm making it a cream soup too. So I added more rice to absorb more of that because that is the only thing in the soup that is really absorbing any of the liquid. And you really have to give that some thought when you're putting any ingredients in. If I was going to put some beans in with it, I wouldn't have added any more rice because the beans also absorb. Yes, the chicken, the carrots, the celery will a little bit, but not very much. So always think about what is in there, how liquidy you like your soup, or if you like it a little bit thicker. So now I will go ahead Well, that was almost perfect. I am just below that 5 line. I'm going to call that a win. Even though I am below the max line, I don't want to take it up any farther because it's all going to absorb. It may expand, so it's going to rise a little bit. Plus, we added that cream cheese. Anytime you add dairy to an Instant Pot, it has a tendency to bubble and boil a little bit. I have had Instant Pots spit like crazy at me when I release the pressure because that dairy came up too much and it just wasn't good. So I'm going to put the lid on and then I'll show you what settings I'm going to put it at.
So making soup.
I am making soup. Daddy took all the others to the library and left just you because you were watching a movie downstairs and you were happy with that, huh?
Yep.
And now you just discovered that Mommy was cooking and you want to help.
And I'll go watch my movie when it's all done.
Okay, when it's all done. Okay, so now that I have that on there, there is soup function, meat, stew, bean chili. I am personally fond of the meat stew function. This time though, I'm gonna go ahead and do the soup. You know, with the rice and stuff, I don't have the extra beans or anything else to worry about. The meat is pre-cooked. That soup function should marry the flavors just enough and make it all good. So I'm gonna let this cook. Always double check your valve. Make sure it's pushed back to seal. So we'll let this cook. I'll probably let it do a natural release for 5 to 10 minutes. Only because... Yes, just a minute, please. I will probably let it do the natural release for 5 to 10 minutes, only because, honestly, I just never jump the second it beeps. So that's what's going to happen there. We'll release the rest of the pressure, and then I will show you guys what this looks like. So, are you excited for this yummy soup?
Yep. You can eat it with a bowl in there.
Yes, we'll eat it in a bowl.
Yep.
Equal the celery right there?
Yeah.
you gonna squish your cheeks some more? Squish your cheeks.
Like getting hit by trains.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is a really weird conversation to hear in the background.
Hi, Mommy.
Getting Crossy Road.
Yeah.
Getting hit by trains on Crossy Road.
Bye. Mommy.
All right, moment of truth. We have yellow soup.
Oh, I just hope this doesn't turn the light even more green.
Mommy, yummy.
So the nice thing about the cream cheese is it makes it creamy. It does not actually thicken it up. I think I would have to add a roux for that to work, or for that to happen. But I don't know. Looks pretty good. What do you think, Charlie?
Yep. I'm hungry.
Think it looks edible? She's already munched on something, but she's been anxiously waiting because this took longer to cook than I anticipated. They went to the library. They came back. I thought it'd be done around then, and it took twice as long to come to pressure as I anticipated. And it took me twice as long to get it started as I anticipated. It was almost 5:30, 5:40 before I actually started it. That's the part I failed to tell you guys. So that is a downside to Instant Pot cooking, is while it is quick, like this is a fast soup, and I don't have to do anything once I put it all in. I don't have to watch a pot on the stove or anything else. The downside is it's not instant. So the upside, most of the kids already ate, so we'll have a lot of leftovers for tomorrow, and that'll be instant. So I'm going to go ahead and dish the kids up, and we'll see what they think of it.
And
So what's the verdict so far?
good.
Just okay? Good?
Good. Verdict is I have messy hands. It's pretty good. You can definitely tell the different taste of different flavors or the different spices.
Is it spicy? Is it perfect in that sense? The right amount of creamy?
Not spicy.
Okay.
I made a
Charlie just thinks it's messy, but that's purely because she made a mess.
My hands were messy.
Tay, gonna eat the carrot sticks you spread all over the table earlier?
Please
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
don't take that over the table or nothing.
You spread them all over the table.
Mommy.
So Micah, you gonna eat your sun butter and jelly sandwich, or are you just waiting for your soup? Huh?
Mama.
Yeah, Mama.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. You gonna say bye?
Ooh,
Bye.
nice.
Bye.
We're
Bye.
picking this up.
Oh, now you're gonna say bye?
Bye. 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 Bye.
All right, so there's the verdict. My chicken and rice soup turned, I don't know, maybe slightly Indian. Whatever uses those spices. It's not the most like, oh my gosh, big hit that we've ever had, but nobody hates it. So that's a win in my book. I will go ahead and try to remember what all ingredients I used and include those down in the description box in case you want to write those down. Don't be afraid to experiment. That's how you learn how to do a lot of this stuff. The biggest thing is just learning the few key points, like using the saute button. Anyhow, let me know if you have any questions, comments, feedback. Let me know if you try this. I love to see if things work out for other people or not. I hope you are having a blessed day. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so that you don't miss any others. Hit that notification bell. I will link everything into the playlists so that it's all in one convenient spot. And I will see you guys in the next video.